Good afternoon. I'm pleased to say I'm joined here with former Rangers and Aberdeen and now Bristol City star Ross McCrorie. Ross, how are you?
Hi Kerry, I'm all good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
First of all, how's life in Bristol? How are you getting on?
It's good down here. Obviously I had my injury troubles. I did 4 weeks of pre-season. I've just had an injury since then, but I'm on the mend now. I'm back on the pitches and just about finished rehab. So hopefully by the turn of the year, that'll be me back ready to go.
Brilliant, fingers crossed for that. Well, I'm sure you're well aware we do have a big cup final coming up here in Glasgow at the weekend. Two of your former clubs, Rangers and Aberdeen. First of all, we'll start with Rangers. For you, who are the goal scorers? Who's going to cause all the problems?
Well, I think Rangers have obviously got a lot of injuries just now. But they've had a good couple of boys that are on form just now. Your man Sima out left has been doing well. But for me, the leader is we've got James Tavernier. You give him a free kick anywhere near the box, his goal scoring record as well, so Tav's deadly. Even from set pieces as well, they've got a lot of height in the back line, so but for me, Tav's the danger man. And
for Aberdeen then, we'll go with them. Who's going to cause the problems for them? Who's going to be a pest?
I think it's got to be Majowski. So Bojan, I still can't keep in touch with a lot of the boys from last season. Bojan and Duke have obviously been firing the goals, but especially Bojan, I've watched a lot of their games and his form has been top. He's really went up on our level this season as well, and I can only speak highly of him.
Well, it has been said, obviously, Rangers and Aberdeen, they've both been criticised. Maybe Aberdeen up their game slightly for Rangers whenever they play one of the Glasgow sides, but particularly Rangers. When you were at Aberdeen, did you feel maybe in training, working towards a game like that, the guys were up for it more, or what was the attitude going into a Rangers game?
No, I wouldn't think so. Maybe people from outside think that, but in all seriousness, as a footballer, you go into every game with the same mindset, the same attitude. It doesn't matter whether it was Rangers, your Hearts, Hibs or Celtic. For me, Aberdeen, when I was there, my experience was we went into every game the same. We wanted the 3 points, whether that be in the cup as well. We wanted to get into the next round. There was no indifference from the training. It was the same intensity every day into the training, and obviously it makes it extra now that it's a cup final. So I'm sure Barry Robson's got the game tonight, but after that he'll have them all sorted and ready to go.
Now they've already took some points from Rangers this season. Will that give them a bit of extra confidence going into Sunday, do you think?
I think so, yeah. They've obviously been, whenever Aberdeen's played against the top teams, they seem to do well, and especially off the back of that result with beating Hearts. Obviously the sticky results before, but they seem to be back on track now, and the previous games against Rangers, they've really battled away, and they've had real good performances and results to top it off. So it's going to be interesting come the weekend, because obviously Rangers have had a few injuries. I think Aberdeen are maybe sweating on Majowski as well, so it's going to be a really challenging game for both sides.
Before I ask you about a few other things then, who's winning? What's your prediction?
Oh, for me, I need to sit on the fence, because I've got a brother at Rangers and I've got a lot of good friends still at Aberdeen, so for me, I can't say I'll fall out with somebody, so I need to sit on the fence, Kerry.
A few goal scorers?
Yeah, both teams, but no, look, I'm going to sit on the fence, Kerry. I've got a brother there. I don't want to fall out with the brother. I'm still good mates with Clarkie up the road, so your man Shinny as well, so I'll just sit on the fence and I'll stay neutral for this game.
Just for this one, right? Maybe next time.
Maybe.
Right, we'll go back to the time when you were at Rangers then. You made your debut under Pedro Caixinha. How would you have described him as a manager?
Pedro Caixinha, I think he was really top with me, great with me. As a young player, he came in, he really believed in me. Brought me into the fold. I think I was out on loan previous, and even when I was in loan, he pulled me every day, spoke away. He had that belief in me in the training. And obviously it was Pedro Caixinha I gave him my debut. Unfortunately, due to results eventually, he never really lasted long, but I'll always be in debt to Caixinha for giving me a professional debut for Rangers.
And as you said there, obviously wasn't there a lot of time. In comes Steven Gerrard. Was that quite a surreal moment for you? I would imagine as a young kid you've watched Steven Gerrard play football, to play under him and learn from him. How was that?
Yeah, look, when Stevie G came in, it was top. I've grew up with watching him on the telly, and he's a legend of the game. And there's probably nobody better that we could have learned from when he came into Rangers, but he really did raise the standards throughout the full club, even with the facilities, the squad, the full team. It was the club got a real, like he set the standard when he came in straight away, and he had that aura about him as well. So, but for me, he was great with me. Just little pointers and stuff within the game. His whole approach to the game as well, and I learned a lot from him and Michael Beale, who was his assistant at the time.
You obviously spent a lot of time out on loan during that sort of era. Do you wish that you could have spent more time at Rangers to try and progress and push further into the team?
Well, for me it was more I had to get the games under my belt. For me it was experience. I had obviously that first season, and then the second season I was under Stevie G, but at the time it was a big squad. I wanted to get as many games as possible. And the opportunity came up at Portsmouth for me to go out on loan, and I think it's done me wonders. And then obviously I had Aberdeen, a good 3-year spell at Aberdeen. For any young player, I think you need to get the games under your belt, and you become a better player for it. Tactically and technically, everything, even physically as well. You become 10 times the player you were previous years because you've had that experience now. Do
you see yourself coming back to Scotland in the future?
I'm not sure, Kerry. We'll wait to see. I've just joined Bristol down here, and I'm loving every minute down here. It's a great bunch of boys. The setup down here is great, and we're really looking forward to see how the club can kick forward now.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you mentioned your brother there. He's obviously still at Rangers, but surely you've gave him a bit of stick about having the debut in goals before he made it.
Yeah, I think he got quite a bit of stick for a while, to be fair, especially that day. I think because Creeksy had a mad 30 seconds on the pitch. But that's hopefully the first and last time I'm ever in goals. But I had a bit of banter with Robby, and he took it quite well. Well,
we're in the Euros, obviously, Ross. Challenging group: Germany, Switzerland and Hungary. How are we doing? How do you see that going?
It's going to be tough, but you look at the way the team is, the standard of player we've got now in the Scotland setup is real top quality. You've got Scott McTominay banging in the goals at Man United. Billy's playing every week at Brighton, so there's obviously Andy Robertson, Kieran Tierney. There's top players, and you could probably say in previous years the quality's not been anywhere near the standard it is now, and that's just you can see that John McGinn that as well, captain. You've got a lot of leaders within that setup, and we've obviously had the experience in the previous Euros, so I think that'll stand us in good stead coming into this one. Challenging group, but it's something I'm sure all the boys are going to look forward to.
Robby will be keeping obviously everything crossed, hoping that he can possibly make it into the squad. Does he talk to you about his international duties?
He does. He gives me the odd phone call and that when he's away to internationals. Obviously I know a lot of the boys as well. But he goes there. He loves getting picked to the national team, and he goes there, does his best, and tries to impress as much as he can in training. But I think for any Scottish player with the Euros coming up now, it's a big challenge for everybody to see if they can get into that 23-man squad, and it's time for everybody to raise their games as well.
Is that something that you would still want to push for, to try and make it into the international team?
Yeah, absolutely. I think first and foremost for me is get myself back fully fit, make sure I've got this injury 100% sorted, and then first and foremost for Bristol, hopefully City we can get ourselves up as high as we can in the table and push for to get a late run into the playoffs now. So we've had a few sticky results just recently, but we've got a real good quality side here, and for me it's just get myself back fit, get myself playing again, and then hopefully that reward comes. I can push myself into the national team at some point.
Well, Ross, listen, thank you very much for your time, and best of luck with the rest of the season ahead.
Thanks very much, Kerry. Thank you.